All right. What an exciting day. We all get to use our governance token that's been airdropped to all of our Gpool and LP community. Crazy to think we're coming up on that 1 year mark of the LP and that 4 year mark of Gpool running flawlessly. Been handing out that nice fresh T fuel for close to 4 years. The 4 years is including the test net and all the building that went into everything. I know some of you that have been with us from the very beginning. Remember all those good times and conversations. But yeah, just like Gpool, been handing out that fresh T-bill or T-fuel. We've got the LP handing out the fresh T-bill. And, you know, what a time in crypto's landscape to take a look and see just how amazing it is to have an LP like we have. A nice, transparent medium of exchange. We can all see how necessary it is. And here we have one of the best designs with IL coverage right here on the Theta blockchain. Been a real joy to watch it all function. You know, you model all of it out and you try and factor in how that flow is going to go, and then you finally get to see it all and which path it's taken. And now here we are, ready for our preliminary proposal vote, the first one. So it will commence and start here of 1400 Eastern time. And everything will be marked with a 1 dot to signify that it is the very first. So let's dive in here. What you'll see on the Gvote screen is you'll see the time remaining. A standard clock. Just wanted to make sure that we're going over this stuff. It's really not heavily complex. We took our time trying to build how we always build, very deliberate and easy, but yet complex when you take a look at how it's structured. So moving over here, we'll take a look at how we're going to read this. So what this shows is that potentially this individual here has 0.088% of the total LP. And their vote weight is 3. So the reason this would be is because not everyone's voted yet. So their weight is heavier than what their ownership is. If everyone votes that has ownership in the LP by the snapshot, this will be equal. Could be a little bit high if there is somebody that doesn't make it by the snapshot, but we've got 5 days for them, so everyone should make it by the snapshot. Also, take into consideration, these are not to be taken as the gospel numbers. These are just projections so that people can follow along. That snapshot that's taken is what will be recorded and accepted moving forward. It's the 6-second block. Theta runs on 6-second blocks, and that says about 6 seconds. They can go a little longer. We've seen them. They can go a little quicker, but we're going to be taking the first block that populates and finalizes after 1400 on November the 18th. And obviously, it'll all be audited, and you can look at it on the blockchain, and it's going to be exciting to take a look back through. So, you'll have your countdown of how much time is remaining to vote. You'll have how much weight you currently have in the outcome and your ownership to track. Now, don't forget, ownership could change throughout the week as some people come and want to participate. If some people participate and want to, increase their voice, this could go down Or it could go up if some people decide they don't want to participate in any of this. Anyways, I just want to make sure everyone understands this is ownership. It's fluid. If your ownership drops, you can change the situation if you so want to, by increasing your participation in the LP. All right, so let's take a look at this first proposal, just as an example of what you're going to be looking at. So the proposal 1.1 would look like this when you're going to go and enter the voting ballot. And what you end up having here is you have yes and no. This is just, remember, preliminary. It'll be expounded on if it does move on to the next round. When you click yes, you click no, and you go through and you vote on all your proposals, and then you will click the vote. We'll get to that image next, but I want everyone to understand that the way you vote after you hit submit will always show up on the page. There will be a way to change it up until the snapshot. We'll go over that. And then this is the percentage. And once again, projection only. Final number is after we run the audit. So just keep that in mind. This will be running a tally as to how it's going, flow back and forth. And so forth. Now, no. If you're voting no, you're going to see red. If you're voting yes, you're going to see green. So I hope we've made this as simple as possible. You can switch it during your selection process before you submit. So, no, red. Yes, green. So, you go through, you click all of the stances and how you're voting. You'll click vote. You'll go through the MetaMask process, and then all of your votes will be recorded. If you then come through, or there's more research, or hopefully people are putting together some nice data points, not just emotional-based voting, but really deliberate. Remember, this is all of our project here, and this vote is what is going to dictate the next year. So keep that in mind. It would be nice to see some data and maybe opinions that are founded by facts and research and numbers. So what is happening is you click vote, you submit your vote, or you come in, you're like, I'm taking a look through. There's some good data and presentations that are done from the community. And you're like, okay, I'm going to change. So you go through and you hit change. Everything opens up again. It unlocks. You click through. You hit vote again. You will spend gas every time you vote. So just keep that in mind. Every time you go to change and unlock and then hit submit, and when you vote, it will charge you a small bit of gas. All right. So just to be clear, the snapshot will be taken the first 6 second, 7 second, about 10 seconds, somewhere in that range. The very first block that is finalized after 1400 Eastern Time on Friday, November 18th. That block will be taken, the snapshot will be taken from that point, everyone's balances, how everyone's voted, and it will all be finalized through an audit. And then we will take any topics that need to move on to the next round, over to the inaugural governance vote, and any ones that are closed are closed. So I look forward to seeing how everyone's going to vote and how it all turns out. So Thank you. I'm excited to see our governance token in action.